Has the time changed? Evening 8:30? No, it's not Rakesh. Session is not being postponed. I was waiting for others to join. Shall we start the session? Okay. Nathan, you have any queries? You have raised the hand. Nathan, do you have any query? Or we can start the session? No one? Okay. Okay, guys, you can put your doubt in the Q&A session. I think you are very much aware about how these things work. Yes, no? Can you respond? Okay, and guys, you have to respond to the host and the panelist. Do you have that permission to respond to the host and the panelist? Because okay, Q&A we can keep it later, but can you respond to the host and the no? Cool. Just give me a minute. Let me change the settings. You can chat with host and the panelist. Can you please try to respond over the chat? Okay, now I'm getting the responses. Yes. Hello everyone. Good morning. I said good morning. You would be like Monday morning, not Monday, sorry, Sunday morning. You have to wake it up for the class. Okay, how many of you know me? Have taken the before webinar or have you attended my session? Anyone? Okay, there are few students. What about others? Don't know? Okay, okay, you have attended it. Cool, guys. Acha, it's the first time, right? Okay, okay. So let's be. Acha, we'll know today. Okay, okay. So I want to set the expectations first. What you gonna learn today? First of all, can you confirm? Are you able to view the screen? Because that's most important. Yes. Okay. Is there any lag in the audio? Is there any lag in the audio? No, right? Audio is also perfect. Cool. So first of all, I'm sure that 63 participants had joined the session, right? Are you facing any lag while writing down in the screen? No lag? Cool. So 63 participants had joined the webinar. Cool. Okay, so I'm pretty much sure that there would be around 2 to 3 disturbing elements, right? They would be writing foul words, they would be writing unnecessarily questions. I'm not saying that you should not ask the question, but it won't be anything related to the topic. And that does not make any sense, right? So they can disturb the session for few minutes, but it's fine that you have to be attentive and you have to ignore them, right? So this was the first thing which I want to discuss. Now, let's try to make the session interactive. What I know that today I have to discuss time and space complexity. Apart from that, I haven't thought much what I have to discuss today. My voice is breaking. Guys, are you facing the same issue? Guys, are you facing the same issue? No? Can you please check your connectivity? If voice is breaking, it may be an issue from your end, right? So now let's drive the session. Can you tell me, let's say that there are two systems. There are two systems, system A and system 2. Let's call it as system 1 and system 2. Now, if I want to execute my program in system 1 and system 2, will both the system will execute the program in exact same milliseconds? Will they execute the program in the exact same milliseconds? Or it can happen that it is taking 1 or 2 milliseconds extra. Will it be exactly same? Just think that based on the configuration it will change. Okay, had you noticed that, I'm not sure how many of you had practiced the hacker rank, but when you submit your code, for the first time, let's say that it has taken 60 seconds or 60 milliseconds to execute. I'm just giving an example, okay? But when you submitted it for the second time, it can happen that it can take 48 milliseconds, and it can take to execute the same program by 72 milliseconds. Yes or no? System is same, everything is same, code is same, again it's taking different time to execute. Had you noticed this thing or not? No. Someone is saying yes, someone is saying no. Okay, so let's say that you have the stable internet, your internet speed is awesome, okay, and you try to load fakebook.com. So when you try to load this fakebook.com, don't you think that every time when it is
This meeting is being recorded.
being loaded, will it take the same milliseconds? Will it take the same milliseconds? Not exactly. It will differ, right? So why it will differ? Why it will differ? Anyone has the answer? Based on the internet speed? Okay, let's say that internet speed is constant. That's incorrect answer. Someone is saying that based on my internet speed. Cool. If I make based on internet speed as a constant, then I'm saying same system. We're talking about one system. Someone is saying that it will use caching, it will use CDN, right? So it can happen that for the second time, it can load faster, right? Based on caching, right? It can load faster. Make sense? Guys, make sense or not? Can I say that it also depends on server? How much load it's on the server, right? Can I say that these are the things, especially first and the third point, which can change every second? Algorithm is same. Can I say that these are the 2 points which can change every milliseconds? Guys, do you agree with me or not? Your internet speed, your server load, can it change or will it remain constant? 68 students. Changes every second. Everyone agreed that these things can change every second, right? Let me write down every second, but actually it's changed every milliseconds. Now the point is, can you measure the performance in exact time? Can you measure the performance in exact time? Yes or no? Can you measure the performance in exact time? Not sure. Because it is changing from second to second, right? It's changing from second to second. Cool. So this was one of the example where it shows that you cannot measure the time in exact milliseconds because it will change from request to request. Now let's come up with an second use case. See, I haven't decided that I have to take the first example which I have taken, right? So based on your response, I have taken that example. So make sure to keep the session interactive. system A and system B. Now, let's say you want to purchase a computer. What are the criterias you will select in order to make the purchase? What are the criterias you will make in order to purchase the system? Can you tell me some of the criterias which you have in the mind when you go in the market to buy the laptop, let's say? What's the first one? You will look into the RAM. RAM isn't deciding criteria. If system is having more RAM, it will execute faster. Make sense? If system is having the more RAM, it will execute faster. Someone is saying a type of memory storage. If it's SSD or SSD, right? Can I say that it will also affect the performance? What else? Someone is saying processor. Okay. So if it's in i3, it will work slow. If it's in i5, it will work fast. Make sense? Sorry, make fast, work fast. Cool. It will work fast. Yes. Now let's say that if I will ask, can you compare AMD Ryzen 5 or let's say the Ryzen 7 with i7, which one you will choose? Which is faster? Which is faster? i7? Why not Ryzen 7? Okay. So, had you heard about CPU benchmark score? No. Okay, there is a website from where you can select the CPU which you want to put in a system. Or let's say you're buying the laptop and you're confused between i7 and the AMD Ryzen 7. Let's say that you're confused. Go to this website and select i7 and AMD Ryzen 7. Let me check if I can show you right now. CPU benchmark. I'll share the screen. Actually, it doesn't have to do much with the Antutu score. Make sense? Okay. Give me a minute. I want to compare AMD Ryzen 7 versus i7. Just give me a minute. I'll share my screen. Uh, are you able to view it now? Guys, yes, no? Is it visible? So can I say that you can compare your hardwares in this manner? It has that detail elaboration. Make sense? Right. Now, let's leave all that stuff aside. You're not able to see. Actually, I've shared it and I've stopped shared. Do you want me to share it again or shall we move forward to our discussion? Shall we focus on our discussion today, everyone? Okay, let's move forward. Okay, so can I say that processor actually affects the performance? Everyone agreeing that processor affects the performance of your CPU? Now, when you're going to buy the processor, what exactly you see? When you're buying the processor, what exactly do you see? Number of cores, company, cores. Cool. Let me write it down. You see number of cores. Girls would be like, these are so much of technical stuff. I just look for my favorite color. Is there anyone who is of this category? If you are, please change it. I'll tell you an example of my sister. From office, we got MacBook. Okay. So can you imagine what was the chipset inside MacBook? Anyone? Okay, M2's latestly. Yeah. So it was M1 processor. And I guess it was M1 Pro. I haven't verified. So it was M1 or M1 Pro. Now, what she said, your laptop is of gray color. If it was of rose gold, I would have loved the laptop. Does it make any sense? So, yeah, girls would be girls. They prefer the look. Okay, okay. Let's continue. Now, so this was the. Can I say that in processor there is something called clock cycle? You guys would be like, in morning, am I learning how to buy the computer? No, exactly. You're not learning that. There would be a lot more elaborate discussion. So can you tell me, in clock cycle, what exactly do you see? Can I say that there is a system which is having 2.4 gigahertz as in clock cycle? Someone will be having 3.2 gigahertz as in clock cycle, and whichever is having the more clock cycle will execute your code faster. Whichever is having the more clock cycle will execute your code faster. Yes or no? Agreeing with me this point? So can I say that there are lots of factor which is affecting the performance? There are lots of factor. Yes. Now the point is, if these are so many factors which is affecting the performance, then how can I compute the runtime complexity of my algorithm? See, the entire discussion was to generate the need. What's the need of time and space complexity? Is it clear to everyone that what's the need of time and space complexity? Are you getting the point? Can I say that runtime will change from system to system? Can I say that runtime will change from system to system? Let's say there is a system A and there is a system B. The runtime will change. Yes, the runtime will change, right? Now, if there is an algorithm which will show, there is an algorithm which you have developed along with in collaboration with me. Now, what does this algorithm takes? This algorithm takes 10 milliseconds in the system 1 and it took 15 milliseconds in the system 2. And it may happen that in the third system it is taking more time. So calculating the time taken to run an algorithm in exact time frame in second is not a viable solution. Everyone agreeing with me or not? That calculating the time in second is not a feasible solution. Okay. So in order to solve this problem, they are come up with an solution. Now what's the solution? The solution is analysis of analysis of time and space complexity. We will discuss this. I just want you to write it down in your own words, whatever you have studied. Whatever you have studied, whatever you have learned from this, can you take 2 minutes to write it down, everyone, so that we can have the further discussion? Just, it won't take more than 2 minutes. Everyone, once it is done, do let me know. We can continue our discussion. Okay? Execution time depends on hardware environment. Yes, it makes sense. But we can't have an because hardware will change, right? So we can't say that this is the only criteria based on which we should have an analysis. Okay, let's say that there are three problem statements given it to you. Sorry, there is a one single problem statement, and for this problem statement, there are three solutions. Solution 1, solution 2, solution 3. Is it clear that one problem can have multiple solutions? Guys, is it clear that one problem can have multiple solutions? So out of these solution, which one you will prefer? Out of these, which one you will prefer? The optimized one, best suited one, which will take less time and the less space, right? Someone is saying optimized. Someone is saying that it should take less time, that executes fast. Okay, okay. Now let's try to write a simple code to find number of devices. Is there anyone from the audience who wants to take this opportunity and tell me the code for number of devices? If you're confident, you can raise hand and we can have the discussion. Is there anyone? No one is confident that they can tell the code to find the number of devices. If I will give you n equal to 10, can you tell me how many devices are of 10? Is 10 perfectly divisible by 1? If I will divide 10 by 1, what's the output? What's the remainder? Let's go to the childhood. 10 divided by 1, it's 0. Can I say that 10 is the divider of, sorry, 1 is the divider of 10? What about 2? Is 2 divider of 10? Yes. What about 3? Is 3 divider of 10? No, right? So what's the next divider? 5 and then 10. So these are the divisor of 10. Make sense? Similarly, can you tell me what are the divisor of 25? What are the divisor of 25? Can anyone tell me what are the divisors of 25? 1. What else? What else, guys? Divisor of 25. 1, 5, and it's 25. Makes sense. Can you write the code to find the number of divisors? Anyone? Yes, if you're confident, raise hand. Let's have the discussion. Okay, Krishna, your code seems to be correct. You want to say? So just raise hand, guys, so that we can ask you to unmute. Yes, Virendra, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, first, like we'll take a for loop, sir. For
For,
example, if we have a number, or
for
like
loop,
let us consider that we have a number of 10, sir.
it's n. In a function, you're given n.
Yes,
Huh,
sir. The for loop starts from the I is equal to 1 and
equal
I
to
less than,
hmm,
okay, I
I
less
less.
than or equals to n.
Hmm,
We increment it, I plus
hmm,
plus.
hmm,
And now, in the for loop, we give a if condition, sir.
hmm,
If I, n divided by
hmm.
I is equal to 0.
Okay,
So we take a like, global variable of like count, sir.
okay. Let's why to take global? Let's declare it over here, right?
I mean, the scope will be reduced.
Cool.
Count plus plus, sir. And we
Can
display the, sorry, not count. And we display the I, sir,
you
actually.
you can print the I, or if I need to return the count, I can simply
If,
return count, right?
yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks, Virendra. Your solution seems to be correct. Is there
Thank you, sir.
anyone who has any doubt on the solution? Is there anyone who is having any doubt? No, all good. Shall we continue? Now, uh, can you tell me how many times this loop is being executed? How many times this loop is being executed? This loop is executed for, if it is 10, it will execute for 10 times. If it is 25, it will execute for 25 times. Can I say that if it is n, your loop will execute for n time, right? Your loop is executing for n time. Okay. Can you tell me number of instruction in this code? Number of instruction. So you will be asking, what is an instruction? See, there are three statement. Number of instructions are not three. There are three statement in this code. Is it clear that there are three statement in this code, not the number of instructions? So what is an instruction? Just consider it as, I'm trying to define it in very simple word, number of operations you can count. N mod I, it's one operation. After doing the mod, you're comparing, it's another operation. You're incrementing the value, it's another operation. So can you tell me number of instruction in this code? Can anyone tell me number of instruction in this code? Many people are saying 3. Okay. Can you tell me, someone is saying 2. Can you tell me, is increment will happen one time or it will happen n time? Will this happen for one time or n time? N time. What about the condition check? Will it happen one time or it will happen n time? It will happen n time. What about this modulo? One time or n time? N time. See, for each iteration you will do the modulo, right? What about the comparison? Will it happen one time or the n time? N. And what about this initialization? Will it happen one time or it will happen n time? Your initialization. It will happen only one time. Now leave the things which did it for one time. If I will just count which happens for n time, can I say that there would be around 4n or 5n instructions? If n is 100, there would be 400. If n is 100, can I say that there will be 400 instructions or 500? And if n is 200, if n is 200, then let's say that n is 1000, then how many instructions? 4000, 4000 or 5000, whichever you consider. Is it clear so far? Is it clear so far? I'm just about to enter into time and space complexity, so you should be clear with this concept. Is it clear to everyone? Is there anyone who is having any doubt? Is there anyone who is having any doubt? It's clear, crystal clear. No, it's not an cyclomatic complexity analysis. So cyclomatic complexity analysis is a different thing. Acha, how 4n or 5n I am writing? Acha, this is 1n. Is it clear that n, this will execute for every iteration, right? So number of iterations are n. How many things are happening at every iteration? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this count will increment based on the condition. So it's not happening every time, right? So can I say that 4 things are happening at every iteration and there are n iterations. So that's why I've written 4n. Is it clear? So both? Cool. Now, if you're clear with all these stuff, let's try to analyze. Do you remember just talked about clock cycle? We just talked about clock cycle. Yes or no? Everyone clear what's clock cycle? Someone is saying 2.4 gigahertz. Someone is saying 3.2 gigahertz. Now, what does this gigahertz mean? Gigahertz is nothing but a unit of frequency. 2.4 gigahertz means that it can execute 2.4 into 10 the power 9 instructions per second. 3.2 gigahertz means that it can execute 3.2 into 10 the power 9 instructions per second. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now, if I'll say that I want to test your data structures and algorithm skills, what are the coding platform I will give you the contest? Anyone knows any coding platform for data structures and algorithm? HackerRank. Okay, that's a lead code. Code Forces. Geeks for Geeks is very new. Okay. Hacker Earth. Cool. What else? CodeChef. Very new in terms of giving the facility to submit the code. GFG, it's long back. Cool. So is it clear that these are the few coding platforms? Now, what they have decided, it's in collective decision. It's in collective decision. Now, the point is, the point is, same code, if it is executed by 2.4 gigahertz, it will take. Acha, which one will be faster? First one or the second one? If I want to execute the same code, where it will execute faster? Ideally in the second one. Ideally in the second one. Suchitra, do you have any doubts? You have raised hand. Suchitra Shukla, do you have any doubts? No? Okay, cool. Now, what they collectively decided, let's, or you can say that it's in standard. I'm just trying to define in very layman terms. We will be considering that our students who are making the submission or our users who are making the submission will have to assume that, okay, one more thing. When you submit the code, does it execute it in your system or in their server? When you execute the code, will it be executed in your system or in their server? Are you getting the point? When you're submitting the code, will it check in your local? No, right? It will be executed over there. When it is executed over there, when it is executed over there, the time taken will depends on their server speed, right? So time taken will depends on their server speed. Make sense? Make sense? So they assume that you all will consider that our server is having 1 gigahertz as in clock speed. How much? 1 gigahertz as in clock speed. If it's in 1 gigahertz, how many instructions they can execute in 1 second? 10 the power 9. Is it clear? Is it clear that if you can execute your code within 10 the power 9 instruction, then it will pass. And let's say you fail to write the code which executed in 10 the power 9 instructions. In 10 the power 9 instructions, what you will get? Anyone has ever submitted the code in HackerRank, HackerEarth? One, two, what about others? There are 64 students. 3, 4 have submitted, 5 others sometimes. How many of you are looking for the job? How many of you are looking for the job? Many people are looking. I'm not sure how many of you are aware about that. Now there is an coding contest which happens on these platforms. Are you aware about this thing or not? Aware about it? So you know that there is an TSA contest. So you should be at least aware with these platform, right? Need to check. Okay, guys, please check it. Please just go and check the openings on Hacker Earth and see their packages. It would be lovely. Okay, cool. Let's come back to the topic. So there isn't something called time limit exceeded. Time limit exceeded. If your code is taking more than 10 the power 9 instruction, then what you will get? What you will get? TLE. So they make sure that for every code, we will give only 1 second to execute. If it is executed in 1 second, it's fine. If it's not executed in 1 second, I will give TLE. Is it clear? And don't blame me that sir, you're saying 1 second. We have seen 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. I'm saying in general, let's have that assumption and try to understand the concept. Is it clear that you got only 1 second to make the submission, and in 1 second only 10 the power 9 instructions can be executed? Is it clear? Is it clear? So do you understand that how I have related the time with the instructions? That means now I don't have to worry about how much time my code will take to execute. Will it take 60 milliseconds? Will it take 45 milliseconds? I have to just make sure that the number of instructions are lesser than or equal to 10 to the power 9. Make sense? Make sense? Everyone, make sense? If it's clear so far, we can move forward and have the discussion. Shall I move forward? If it's clear to you. Clear? Cool. If it's clear, now let's say that what we decided, the code which you have written is taking 4n instructions to execute, right? 4n instructions to execute. Now let's say that if n is 10 to the power 5, how many instruction your code will take to execute? If n is 10 to the power 5, how many instruction does your code will take to execute? 4 into 10 to the power 5. Everyone agreeing with me or not? If I will say that if n is 10 to the power 7, how much time does your code will take to execute, or how many instructions? 4 into 10 to the power 7. Are these value lesser than 10 to the power 9? Are these value lesser than or equal to 10 to the power 9? It will be executed. It will be executed. Are you with me that these things will be executed? If let's say n is 10 to the power 9, if n is 10 to the power 9, then how much time will it take? 4 into 10 to the power 9. 4 into 10 to the power 9 is what? It will be roughly 4 seconds. Roughly 4 seconds. Will it pass or will it fail? It's greater than 10 to the power 9. Will it pass or will it fail? It will fail. Okay. Now it's like that. Okay, you have written these kinds of code in interview. It's accepted. It's accepted. Let's say that it's fine. Now let's say that if I will change the value to n equal to 10 to the power 10, how much time will it take? 4 into 10 to the power 10. Can I write 10 to the power 10 as 4 into 10 to the power 9 into 10? If you're not able to understand this, see this example. If it's 1000, 1000 is what? 10 to the power 3. Can I write 1000 as 10 to the power 2 into 10? 10 to the power 2 is nothing but 100. 100 into 10 will give you 1000. Is it fine? I can write it in this manner. So you have just seen that 4 into 10 to the power 9 will execute in 4 seconds, right? 4 second into 10 will give 40 second. 40 second, right? 40 second. It's still not bad. 40 seconds. If I will add one more zero over here, 10 to the power 11, then how many seconds? 400 seconds. Okay. If I will add one more zero, then 10 to the power 12, how many? 4000 seconds. So can I say that number of zeros over here is related to this? So 12 minus 9 is 3, 11 minus 9 is 2, and 10 minus 9 is 1. Is it clear that number of zeros are related to that? Can you see the pattern? I'm just trying to oversimplify the stuff, but can you see the pattern? Guys, this was 10 to the power 12. I subtracted 9 is 3. There are 3 zeros after 4. 10 to the power 11 minus 9, value is 2. There are 2 zeros after 4. 10 to the power 10 minus 9 is 1. So there is 1 zero after 4. Is it clear? Can you see this pattern? So if I will give 10 to the power 18, how many zeros will follow 4? how many zeros will follow for 9 zeros? So 3 zeros can be written as 10 to the power 3, 2 zeros can be written as 10 to the power 2, 9 zeros can be written as 10 to the power 9 seconds. Make sense? 10 to the power 9 seconds. 4 into 10 to the power 9 seconds. Can you tell me how much time is it? Anyone, can you do the calculation? I'll give you 2 minutes of time to do the calculation and let me know the results. Someone is saying 4,000 hours. Convert into higher unit. 4,000 hours. I'm not able to visualize how much it is. 4,000 hours. I'm not able to visualize. I need a visualization. I need a visualization. Okay, people are running away. I cannot convert these many seconds. So formula is pretty simple, right? If you want to convert second into minute, divided by 60. Minute into hour, again divided by 60. Into, again divided by 24. If you want to make the conversion. But I'll say that it will take more than 31 years. Imagine, I just want to count the number of devices and it is saying that I will take 31 years to execute. 31 years. More than that. Is it a feasible solution? Infeasible. Even let's say that, sir, why I will take 1 gigahertz processor, I will take 2 gigahertz processor. If you take 2 gigahertz processor, it will execute the things double the speed. Compared to 1 gigahertz, it will double the performance. Make sense? Even if you will double 31 years, it will take 15 years. You will say, sir, I will come up with an 4 gigahertz. I'll increase the performance by 4 times. Do it. 31 by 4, it will approximately take 7 to 8 years. You will say, sir, 8 gigahertz. 8 gigahertz. Okay, 8 gigahertz, 4 years. Do you want to increase the gigahertz further? Do you want to? Let's say the 16 gigahertz. 16 gigahertz. 16 gigahertz. How much? 2 years. Do you think that soon as you increase the gigahertz, it will become costlier to get these kinds of hardware? It will become costlier to get these kinds of hardwares. So what's in solution? I want to count the number of divisors of n equal to 10 to the power 18. What should I do? Need to change the algorithm, right? Need to change the algorithm. So what you have to do? You have to change the algorithm. Is it clear? Is it clear that you have to change the algorithm in order to make this thing work? So can I say that you need an optimization in the code? And that's what your HackerRank, HackerEarth, these hiring challenges are made up of. Are you able to come up with an optimized solutions or not? For example, for this question, the sample question which we discussed, you make the submission. And this was your solution one. Will it pass all the test cases, or some of the test cases it will change that time limit exceeded? It may happen that it is testing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, many values of n. One value is 10 to the power 5, another value is 998, another value is 1000, another value is 1000 to the power 8, 10 to the power 7. So there would be different values, right? Let's say this value is 10 to the power 12, this value is 10 to the power 15, this value is 10 to the power 18. Will it pass all the test cases, or will it pass some of the test cases which you have written? Some of the test cases. If it is passing some of the test cases, that means you will get the partial score around, let's say, the 50%. Now someone is smarter and is able to come up with a solution two. Solution two. Now, as an interviewer, whom you will select? There are two candidates, candidate A and candidate B. whom you will select based on your understanding, whom you will select, a one who can implement it or a one who can optimize the code. Who passes all the test cases? Simply candidate B. Who is able to optimize the code? So you have, like, I have gone through several memes, and memes are something like that. They're asking DSA, but at the end they want us to work in the REST API. DSA is data success and algorithm, right? Have you seen these kinds of meme? Next time during the sessions, I'll download that meme and I'll also show it in the session so many times. But think that if they're testing the candidate on the DSS skills, they are making sure that in production, if there is anything, he knows how to optimize. He knows how to calculate time and space complexity. So that's why I'm not saying that DSA is something which is very tough or very interesting, or like, I'm not exaggerating DSA. What I'm just trying to say that as of now, not everyone is master at this. And if you know this, there are lots of software job, so they are paying very high packages. How to master it? Stay updated with the Ashok IT. You will get to know. So like how much? See, it depends on your capability. Okay, as a fresher, how much you expect? As a fresher, I'm just talking about as a fresher. 6 to 7, 6 to 7 LPA. Does every companies give 6 to 7 LPA as a fresher? I'm talking about a fresher, man. 6 to 7 LPA. It's your expectations. Generally, what's the salary range of a fresher? Generally, TCS will only give 3.5. Okay. Can I say that all the service-based companies lie in this range? 3.5 to roughly 5. I'm talking about as a fresher, man. I'm talking about as a fresher. Fresher. If TCS will hire for the digital package, they can give you 7 LPA. See, don't go into the exact. Someone is saying 2 to 3.5. Okay, I'll say that it's very less, but I have seen the companies, so I cannot deny the fact. I'll say that if you have the data structures and if you know basics of it, if you know the basics of it, 6 LP is the minimum. The max you can go as a fresher. Max you can go as a fresher. What I have seen, uh, roughly 40 to 45. And don't think that 40 to 45 LP they will get it as a base salary. Base salary would be around roughly 15. 15 as in fresher, or 0 to 1 or 0 to 2. 0 to 1, it's in better. If 0 to 2, it would be, if it's 2, then it will be more than that. Are you getting the point? Had you heard about SD? You haven't heard about SD? Okay. Remaining salaries were gone in the joining bonus, in the stocks. Okay, we'll try to have an, like, at the end of the session, I'll try to break it down this 45 LPA, and let's consider that this is a package of an Amazon SD1. Okay, so it's nothing but software development engineer. You can Google it and you can get the information. And guys, I'm literally just go and check the salaries of SD and see what are the processes, what are the interview processes. If you want, can we conduct one workshop about the interview process? I think this should be the topic. What are the interview processes? Do you want me to conduct? Okay, let's conduct. See, I'm not saying that I'm teaching you something or I'm telling you something which is not available in the internet, but it's in refined information. That's it. Cool. I'll believe that whatever any instructor is teaching you, all the things are available in the internet. Just we are combining the precise information, and second thing is our experience. That's why for the same point of view, every instructor has different opinion. Make sense? See, what's the salary in both service based and the product based? I won't go much on it. If you have the DSA, if you know the DSA, you can see that you can have a salary multiple of 7 based on number of experience. Don't say that I have 0 years of experience, I will get 0. You have the common sense, right? And for the service based, it goes around 3.5 something. Now, like for some of the people after 1 year of experience, they got the 3.75. 0 years of experience, 1 year of experience, and this 7, 10, anything makes sense, right? And this is very minimum, which I'm talking about. Uh, so where is the work-life balance good? It depends on company to company. It depends on project to project. Okay, 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 okay. See, all that information, just stay updated with the Ashok IT. Will get the information about DS and everything, right? Yeah, right. So everything is planned. Everything has been scheduled. So you will come to know about it. Shall we have a few discussion about space complexity? You learn what is the importance of time complexity. What about the space complexity? Anyone wants to do some calculations with me in the next 10 minutes? Do you want to, or shall we wind it up? Basic about space complexity, very basic. Okay, I'll, I'll, let's continue. Space complexity. See, we haven't discussed how to calculate it so far. We just understood what is the importance of time complexity. Okay. Now, let's say that you declared an array. You declared an array. Now, can you tell me what can be the size of an array? Can I declare an array of size 10 to the power 3, which is 1000? Can I declare an array of size 10 to the power 3? Yes, no. Can I declare the array of size 10 to the power 5? Yes, no. Can I declare the array of size 10 to the power 9? Yes, no. Anyone has any idea what this 10 to the power 9 exactly is? Can I say that you can store 10 to the power 9 integers into this array? If you're declaring an array of size 10 to the power 9, you can store 10 to the power 9 integers into this array. Yes or no? Baba, if you have declared, if I declare an array of size 100, how many integers I can store? Anup, if I declared of size 100, how many integers I can store? I can store 100 integers. Yes. If I declared of size 10 to the power 3, which is 1000, I can store 1000 integers. Now let's say that you've declared of the size 10 to the power 9. What will happen? Each integer occupy how many bytes? Guys, each integer occupy how many bytes? Everyone respond. 2. Man, it's in C and C++, but in Java, it's 4 byte, right? Baba, in Java, it's 4. In C and C++, it's 2. Okay. I won't go on to that, but in Java, it's 4. So 4 into 10 to the power 9. Make sense? See, if you declare 2 integers, your size would be 4 into 2 bytes. If you declare 3 integers, your size would be 4 into 3 bytes, which will be nothing but 12 byte, 8 byte respectively. Yes or no? Everyone agreeing with me? Guys, do you agree with me on this or not? If you declare 3 integers, size will be 12. If you declare 2 integers, size would be 8. If I declare 10 integers, can I say that this would be 4 into 10 to the power 9 bytes? 4 into 10 to the power 9 bytes. Is it clear? Can anyone has any idea that 10 to the power 9 bytes is equal to what? No, Rakesh, it's wrong. It's equivalent to everyone. If you want, you can use the internet. 10 to the power 9 byte is equivalent to what? 1 MB. It's equivalent to 1 gigabytes, 1 GB. That means you're declaring an integer of 4, sorry, if you're declaring an array of 4 GB. Is it feasible? No, right? So the memory used by your program, feasible or not, is decided by what? Is decided by what? Your space complexity, my dear friend. Space complexity. You will say JVM, okay. Maybe let's say that JVM is allowing 500 MB. Let's assume that your JVM is allowing 500 MB. But my hacker rank is saying if you will use more than 256 MB, I won't accept your solution. I'll say that it's wrong. Are you getting the point? So there are some industry standards. Okay. So what is a standard which we have to follow? 1 gigahertz as in system and space complexity as 256 MB. You would have noticed that if you had a practice on HackerRank, HackerR, that you cannot, your program should not take this much MB of space. It's written over there. Had you seen this? Anyone? Yes, no? No, you haven't seen? Okay, let me find and show it to you. Give me a minute. Right. Are you able to view the screen? Just give me a minute. Uh, 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 just give me a minute, guys. Okay. Can you see? Okay, I have to share it again, I guess. Are you able to view the screen? And are you able to view Hacker Earth? Everyone? Is it visible to you? Hacker Earth? Can you see that time limit 1, memory limit 256? And you would be like, they've written it so small, how could I notice it? It's placed with every problem statement. I hope you learned something today. So can I assume that session was meaningful? Can I assume that? Okay. Do you have any confusions? Do you have any doubts? You can ask. Anyone? It's too meaningful. Okay. Thanks. But how to calculate? See, for that there is an asymptotic notation. If I will take that, it will become lengthy and it's very hard to grab these many information in an one single session, right? Even I haven't. Yes, guys, DSA course is about to start. It will start probably in the 3rd of August, right? You can stay tuned. You can get an update from the Ashok IT. Okay, what will be the timing? It will be in the morning batch, right? So probably it will be around 8:30, 8:30 a.m. Okay, we'll try to wind it up before your scrum calls, right? Okay, cool guys. Let's not discuss much about the course as of now, but it's clear, right? Do you have any other query you can ask? 2 to the power 32 can we store in an array? Sangram, no. 2 to the power 32, which will approximately be equal to 10 to the power 9, and you cannot store. How to improve my DSA? 3rd August, 8:30 a.m. Saurabh. Okay. As a CTC breakup, I think I should stop the live because I don't think so whether it's allowed to discuss it over there or not. Okay. I'm not sure that how to disable the live streaming, but okay, let's try to break it up. So it was 45 LPA, right? Amazon has revised their salary, so it's 45. Now, if you want to distribute, what I said that 17 lakh would be the base. Okay. So there are various components like stock, joining bonus, without coding knowledge. Can I take DSA? At least you should know, man, what's Java. If you know that, you can take it. Anything else? Okay. So there is something also called relocation bonus. Okay. So it will be, yeah, we will take Java, not C, because who codes in C these days? I'm not criticizing the C developers. It's a great job. I'm not going into that, but majority of people are coding in Java. And I guess we have the audience who code in Java, right? And like we have the collection support. Cool. So 1.5 would be your relocation bonus, something approximately equal to that. And they will give you the stocks vested over 4 years. Cool. Joining bonus for the first year, let's say they will give you 5 lakhs. And the second year onwards, they will give you something around 4 lakhs. So 17 plus 9. 17 plus 9 is equal to what? 26 lakhs, right? 26 and 1.5 relocation, it's around 27 point something something. And the remaining thing would be given to you in the form of stocks. Vested over 3 years or 4 years. Is it clear how the salary breakups look like? I'm not saying that this would be the breakup for every company, or but you got a rough idea, right? Okay, thank you everyone.